Hi everybody! We are going to be looking at the House of Nourish collection, which is the new Madame Glam collection for August. I'm gonna give everybody a moment to join me. If you're wondering who I am Katie. I am Hot Pink Zebra Polish, and you can find me on Facebook or Instagram or mostly YouTube, because that's kind of my place. So hi, I'm so excited to be here. If you hear noises anywhere, you're probably gonna, you can hear my cockatiel. She loves to say hi. She's gonna be probably saying hi the most because she's like, who are you talking to? Yeah, so she's gonna be talking. But yeah, these are the colors. Oh, they're so lovely. I'm so excited. So, aren't they gorgeous? They just speak to the end of summer to me. They just have that, like peaceful, yes, lovely. Okay, hi everybody. All right, I'm so excited. Hold on, I gotta sit on my feet, which is a terrible habit to be in, but that's what we're gonna do. All right, so here they are. So these are, like I said, these are the House of Nourish collection. So these are 4 that are kind of a sparkly, dazzling allure of glitter that have a mix of some white speckles and some black speckles, and then the best part, little gold flakes that are just gorgeous, so pretty. And then 4 that balance them out that are like the cream. So they are just this amazing mix of like the sparkly side and then the creamy side, and you can mix and match them and swirl them together, and it is just a gorgeous combination. And I did this little sample one before, and oh yes, I'm so in love with this collection. So this little sample nail I did is a couple of them ombre together, and that's one thing I do want to show you later on if we have time, is that these glittery ones ombre amazingly because of the creamy texture in the background, their base. It just blends flawlessly. It really just goes together. So yeah, we're just gonna take a peek at them. Yeah, aren't they pretty? So we're just going to, I'm just gonna look at these labels. Look at the sparkle just in the label too. And the great thing with Madame Glam, as I'm sure most of you know, is that Madame Glam is 21 free, which means it has, that icky stuff that has so many things. It's no henna. I know I have several clients who come to me specifically because I use, henna-free products because they don't have an allergic reaction from what I use. And I use Madame Glam, so, they don't have an allergic reaction because I use good stuff on them, and this is the good stuff that I use on everybody. And, it's vegan, which is really big to me. As you heard, I've got critters. It's cruelty-free, gluten-free. Everything is just such good products. Everything is so nice. So we're going to start taking a peek. I'm going to begin with the glittery ones because, well, who wouldn't begin with the glittery ones? I mean, really, that just seems like the obvious choice. So we're going to scooch some of these to the side. I'm going to start with this one. This one is Glimpse of Light. I'm just going to open it. First, we're going to just take a peek at the texture because it's not quite opaque and it's not exactly milky either. It's somewhere in the middle, and it is just so smooth. It's just so smooth. And after a coat, I've got a whole bunch of little tips here prepared. So we're going to swatch these guys. After a coat, pull that brush out. We're going to remove about 80%. It's, got one swipe on there. You can see it's got maybe 40% coverage. One coat of this gives you about 40% coverage. So if you wanted to put this on top of something else, you can layer it and create some really interesting effects, and you could put a different color underneath to do different things with it, or you can start right in with this and do 2 coats, and you're going to have pretty much full coverage too, because that ombre that I did was one, just these 2 colors. It wasn't a base layer underneath. And you can kind of push that glitter around too if you want to get it in one spot. So this one's Glimpse of Light. So you can see that's the That's the first coat of Glimpse of Light. And it actually has more coverage than I first said. But over the top of a natural nail, if you want, some people really like to have kind of that milk bath look. You can get really beautiful milk bath with this mix, just kind of as it is. Isn't that just such a pretty look on its own? I really am so impressed with these. So there's the first one that we're going to look at. So once again, that one's Glimpse of Light. I'll set that guy to the side. All right, so now the next one, because we are going to stick with the glittery ones just to begin with, because as soon as I opened this box, I immediately went, ooh, because I've never seen anything like this. These are just so unique with those gold flakes. So this one is set in stone, and they really do look like rocks. I've never seen a gel in a bottle that automatically just looks like a rock. I mean, it looks like a stone to begin with, set in stone. It's so aptly named. It looks like it's, a rock. It's got these different mixes already built in. So this one's a little bit more beige, a little darker. I feel like this is the best intro to fall, even though to me, it's not quite fall. We still have summer left. But my brain is already switching into fall mode. I think it's because, I don't know, my garden's dying. My brain's switching into fall mode already. But it's like the perfect little intro to fall. This neutral beginning fall mode. Oh, it's so pretty. See, look at that. One coat, but it's clear enough that it lets all of that glitter show through. And that gold flake is just so interesting. And it doesn't stick up like a lot of glitter mix is going to stick up. This one does not stick up whatsoever. It stays real flush. Okay, so that one is set in stone. And I actually think set in stone is my favorite of the glitters. I think that the balance, and I don't know, it's hard to pick, but I think just the balance of the gold in there, I think it really brings out the color. All right, so there's number 2. I'm going from lightest to darkest, if you were wondering if there was a method to my madness. So the next one, so those were 2 that were kind of more in the beigey coloring. So the next one is going to be Aurora. So this one's a little bit, it kind of looks green on the label. To me, it's more blue almost in person. I don't know. I think it's kind of aqua-ish. I think it's a little more blue. So we're going to take a peek at this one. Yeah, they're all just so pretty. I feel like this would be the best combination of color if you were to do a marble set. If this was your accent nail, to do some marbling on a few nails, and then to pull these in for an accent, or to do a swipe of this on top of your marble. I feel like that would be just gorgeous. Okay, so this one's Aurora. Yeah, so gorgeous. And yes, the texture, loving the texture. Me too, just all of the different things, because one thing that I find with my clients is that a lot of my clients want something on every single nail, which, me too, to be fair. And sometimes that can be very time consuming. And so if you have something like this type of a color that I can grab quick, and I can be like, you know what, let's put this on your accent nails. And it's not going to be overpowering. It's going to be super complementary, super balancing, and it's going to highlight. And this is so, yes, complementary and everything, but it's also very neutral. These are beautifully neutral and understated at the same time, as well as being, dazzling and gorgeous and amazing. They're understated, so they're going to highlight everything else. It's like the best thing, because it's going to make those accent nails really shine. So this one, I forgot to look. I'm so bad at remembering color names. I can't just remember them. Shining Star. There we go. This is the darkest one of the glitters. There we go. And I feel like with this one, like I said, color names. Okay, Shining Star. This one covers almost completely in the first coat, unlike the other ones. This one is a little bit more pigmented. I also think that the glitters are a bit chunkier in this one. Maybe that's just me. I don't know if you can see. Look, they look a little bit bigger. They look a little chunkier, which I kind of like. Oh, I keep bumping my gooseneck. Sorry about that. Yes, these would look absolutely amazing on toes. I would have to agree with you. The other thing that I really like about these, and which is why I did that in my little sample set that I did, which I showed you the first, now I'll bring those back out in a second, is that I showed them in matte because I love glitter matte. And I'm going to show you guys these in matte as well, because I think that glitter that's matte, even though it seems like that's a contradiction, is so cool because it looks, I think sometimes it makes glitters look even shinier. So here's these first four. These are the first four. These are the glitters that we have going from lightest to darkest, at least kind of. Some of these are kind of similar, but oh, they're so pretty. And they, like I said, they blend so well together. Here's my little sample one. So this one is these two ombre together, but look at how well they blended together. And that was a fairly effortless ombre, not like one of those ombres that you struggle with and you fight with. This one was an easy ombre. All right, so we're gonna throw that in the lamp. I'm gonna throw that in there, and then we're gonna do the next ones. Okay, so then these ones, we've got these, and these have kind of different tones. This one's a little purple, a little bit blue, a little bit green, pretty solid dove gray. We're gonna start with the dove gray, and that one is Visionary. And I'm gonna be honest, we're gonna paint these a little bit quicker because they're not, we don't have to. This is Visionary. They go so well with those other colors. And then I do want to mention while I'm painting these that we have a little giveaway. And if you guys follow along with these live streams, then you should be fairly familiar. So our question for this month is, what is your favorite summer destination? So if you want to comment with what your favorite summer destination is, that would be phenomenal. And then we will pick a winner at the end. So I'll go first for my favorite summer destination. My favorite summer destination has got to be my driveway because I love to do chalk with my daughter. I know, super boring. So this one's Visionary. And these colors, these gray scales are just, that was one coat coverage. I wouldn't need a second coat. 8 of blue. I mean, you can, of course, do a second coat, but do you need a second coat? Well, no. And especially for art, which is really what my thing is, yeah, no, it's perfect because you can just paint. And there's a cat hair on this, and I do apologize. This summer collection is called House of Nourish. This is the House of Nourish collection. So there we go. There's the second coat on 8 of blue. So it's not super blue. It's a smooth blue. It's just a very, very soft blue. And even if it wasn't with the rest of these, it probably wouldn't even look blue. So this is the one that's a slight green. And this one is New Quest. This one, out of the non-sparkles, this is my favorite color. I think it just looks so like buttery. Every once in a while I have a color that just looks buttery. So I also want to say that if you guys are not members of the Madam Glam monthly or the VIP membership, you are really missing out, because for $29 a month, then you get early access to collections like this. You get 50% off all of the gels, you get free shipping, free returns, and that $29 a month is store credit. So it's not gone, it's for you to use on purchasing lovely items like these gorgeous colors. So you can pause it or cancel it or do whatever anytime, so it's not like it's just missing. So if you are at all interested, that is a great deal. So this last one is the Divine Self. We've got the purple, which I thought would be my favorite until I tested out the green, and I was like, oh nope, that one's it. This one is pretty too, don't get me wrong, but something about painting and applying that green one, it stole my heart. Ooh, going to California. Yep, I'd have to agree, eating in California, there's nothing like California restaurants. The fresh food, I'd have to agree with you there. Okay, there we go. There's those ones. Now we will pop a second coat on these guys. There's our sparkles. Switch these around. And then if anybody wants to remember, the question is, what is your favorite summer destination? So we've got Glimpse of Light first, which is the lightest of the sparkles. And with a second coat, I mean, the coverage, I mean, it's there. There's nothing left. There's nothing peeking through. And this is on a clear nail tip with no base coat. So this is like the worst of all circumstances as far as the clarity goes. I mean, this, if anything was going to be streaky, this was going to be it. Next is Set in Stone, which is the one that's the most beigey. Oh, they're just so pretty. Yep, Set in Stone. Then we have Aurora. And look at that. Oh, yeah. Every time I apply these and I play with these, because I've been playing with them ever since I got them, I have been completely just addicted to them. And then last but absolutely not least, we have Shining Star, which is the darkest one. And then again, like I said, and maybe not after I get second coats on it, I still feel like it's got the most chunk in it. I feel like after it settles, that one's got more. But just take a moment. And also just look at how smooth they are. They're so smooth. Okay, now we're going to switch these around again. Like I said previously, they really don't require a second coat because they are completely opaque from the beginning, but we are going to second coat them. The first one is the most gray, which is Visionary. Looky here. Pretty gray. Smooth, pretty gray. After that one, next one is 8 of Blue. This is like a dolphin gray. Yep. Like I said, if you are a painter, these are the best for painting. See? Look at that. I painted this with these colors. This is from this collection, and a little bit of some black gel paint from Glam and white gel paint mixed in, but that's this collection, and that painted gorgeous. It was perfect. This is a really good collection for art. Then we can do the lavender, which is Divine Self. Oh, the greenish one is New Quest, which, like I said, is like my favorite one. Now we've got the purplish one. That's whenever I'm working with clients, I always like the purplish one, the greenish one. Yeah, that's how I go with all of my colors. Okay, so the purplish one, Divine Self. There we go. Look at them. Oh, so pretty. And again, look at how that self leveled. Look at the shine. Look at that reflection. They're just like cream. They just look so creamy and so smooth. Yes. So just, it's mesmerizing. How I always feel whenever I look at new gels from Glam, I'm always just like, they're mesmerizing. I get very just in awe. I'm awe-inspired. All right, so this is 2 coats. 2 coats. And before I top coat them, because we are going to get around to top coating them, I do want to ombre, because like I said, the way that these ombre'd was just phenomenal. So I'm going to swap out the tip on my little stand for a new one. This was the one that was on. We're going to pop a new guy on there. And then we're going to see. Oh, come on, stick. There we go. I'm going to see. We're going to look at these. We're going to pick. So the ones I did previously, I did these 2. So I'm not want to do those 2 again. I think we're going to do, this one I said was my favorite. So we're going to do that one. We're going to do those 2. Those 2 we're going to do. Okay. So now to do these, I had used my Madam Glam Ombre brush. So I'm going to grab that quick. I should have grabbed it before. Luckily, all my brushes are super close. So it should be, there we go, ombre brush. All right, so we've got an ombre brush. We've got the two colors we're going to use, which are Set in Stone and Shining Star. I'm going to grab Set in Stone. I'm going to apply it with a not heavy hand. Whenever you're applying your gel, nice thin coats, that's the goal, to half the nail. And it doesn't matter. I always like to start cuticle, go down. This is for our ombre. Then we're going to do the secondary color, which is Shining Star. We're going to apply that to the rest of the nail. Don't necessarily make this line in the middle stick straight, like don't overthink it. If they kind of blend together, don't worry if a tiny touch of whatever your first color is gets on your brush. By the time it goes back in the bottle and gets mixed in, nobody will ever know. The only time that would be a problem is if, say, you're trying to do like white to black and you got black in your bottle of white. That would maybe be a bit more trouble. So now I'm going to take my ombre brush, and I'm first going to, if you're doing this on a client, you want to just be very careful. Even though these products are super safe, have the highest of health standards, still be careful. You don't necessarily want gel on your skin. Just wiggle this brush up and down like this. Tips of the brush. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle them back and forth. And generally, if you're doing a gel ombre, this would not blend them. But because of the creamy texture of this, normally after you would do it this far, you would then have to go through and you'd have to do taps going down, which we will do a little bit of. But really after just that little bit of wiggling, that was blended, I would say, to my requirements with this mix, pretty good, sufficiently. I was happy. I was good. What do you think? I mean, that was pretty good for about 10 seconds, right? Like that was impressive. That's a good get client in and out of your door. So I'm going to call that one a day. I'm going to pop that in my lamp. And after that, now we can maybe do some top coating. So, and maybe after top coating, we can still do some playing. So we've got these. These are the 8 out of the collection. Now we've got 2 kinds of our top coat. We've got the regular no wipe soak off gel top coat, and we have the velvet matte top coat, which are of course favorites. And there's something that I don't think people appreciate out of these top coats that I want to mention. These and Madam Glam's products soak off better than any top coats I have ever used. And I specifically say top coats because top coat is where it all goes wrong. For soak off, if you have a bad top coat, that is where product is going to stick to nails like no tomorrow. Whereas with Madam Glam's top coats, it'll soak off in 5 minutes flat, and that will speed up a nail service on yourself or your clients like no tomorrow. And if you've been listening to me rattle on to myself and to you, of course, can tell I am a professional nail tech. I work in a salon. I own a salon, and I do work on clients every day. I am using these products professionally. If you are also wanting to use these products professionally, which I can't recommend enough because they are just so lovely. They apply so smoothly. They are so pigmented. They are so dreamy to work with, and they are safe to use on your clients. And Madam Glam as a company itself is really nice to work with as well. Communication's easy, shipping's fast, all those things you need in a company when your business is relying on it. Madam Glam has a pro program. So if you own a salon, if you work in a salon, if you know somebody who owns a salon and you're interested in it, there is a place on Madam Glam's website for becoming a distributor, and you can just fill out a form. You can just go in there to purchase from a pro, and you can get all of the information. So there is a link on their website. So if you're interested, you can go there and you can find more details. So after this one has its top coat, it hasn't been cured, of course, but you can see that shine. So pretty. Okay, so we're gonna pop that back on there. I'm gonna do the next one. This one again, my favorite color. And usually I'm not the person that chooses beige. Typically my nails are like they are on this hand. These are colors from last month's collection, which are needing to be redone very badly, but you know, it's busy life. Usually I'm a bright and shiny person, you know, extra glamorous, but something about this particular shade, there's just something about it. I don't know if I'm nuts or what, but there is just something about this color that speaks to me, and I can't get enough of it. And you'd think if I can't get enough of it, I could remember its name. My goodness. Sometimes I wonder. It is set in stone. See? My brain needs something about remembering names. I can remember all sorts of goofy stuff, but when it comes to names, whether that be of people or nail polish colors, it's not happening. So we're going to do the glossy top coat on all of these. This is my favorite part about new colors. I love swatching. You get to see them. You get to learn their personality. You get to see all of their stuff. You get to, you know, understand them, because otherwise you don't know. That's the one thing I get to where I'm looking at my swatches and I'll have clients come in and they'll be like, I want to do this design. I'll be like, okay, you have to use this color, or this color, because those are the ones that'll behave for it. And people will be like, behave? I'm like, yep, those are the ones that'll behave. Because certain colors don't do things, you know? Certain colors will ombre better. If somebody wanted an ombre, I would totally run to these colors because you saw that blend. It was a dream come true. Whereas if somebody wanted, you know, super, super straight lines, you know, I would run to those ones. So you learn in swatching, you know, what colors behave for certain things. You learn what they like to do. All right. There we got our gorgeous colors. All right. So our sparkles have their glossy top coat. We're going to trade. We're going to get our ombre back out here. We're going to put those in for their cook, and we're going to second coat our ombre. We've got set in stone. Do you see that? I remembered. Yay! Set in stone. Got that top coat on there, or top coat. See? This is what you get from me. And then we've got shining star for the bottom. And with this second coat, I noticed this from when I did my little sample play set. The second coat almost blended on its own. Like it started the ombre before I touched it. So I bet if you had a layer of base coat, it would begin the blend without your brush. Like before, as soon as you just apply it, because as I'm just sitting here, it's slowly mixing. And then we'll just go like this, and it won't take hardly anything, and it'll blend itself. The glitter helps too. I mean, it, you know, because it masks any weird little spots, but these colors just, it just goes, it just mixes, it just ombres. All right, there we are. I'm going to put that one in the lamp, and then we're going to top coat these ones. And then I'm going to show you what I like to do for my swatches when I do my matte versus shiny swatching, because I do things a little differently, and I really like the way that it shows my comparison, because you can see both matte versus shiny at the exact same time on the same tip. And I think it's just a good way to do it before we say goodbye. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to comment your favorite summer destination, because if you want to get a chance at a little gift from Madam Glam and try these colors out for yourself. Like I said, my favorite one is my driveway. There's lots of good stuff that happens in my driveway in the summer. My kiddo and I, we do bubbles, and we do chalk. She learned how to ride her scooter this summer. See, all the good stuff happens in a driveway. Okay, we've got glossy gel top coat on here. Hawaii, that's a good answer. That's a good summer destination. That would be really far for me, but that is an excellent summer destination. I like that answer. Okay, so we're gonna trade these out. That one goes in. Gonna turn these around. We're gonna grab matte velvet. This one, this is the stuff. All right. So I added my little ombre guy to the end here. So what I like to do for my matte top coat is I like to half top coat my swatches like that. And then after they cure, you can easily see both at the same time. And I think that that's easy because sometimes it's good to just see. Plus, if you do a matte and shiny design simultaneously, like a swirl of shiny on top of matte, you can really see how the colors will contrast on each other because sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. Ooh, your favorite summer destination is your garden. I feel that. I have a pretty significant garden too. We're gonna put glossy on top of the ombre since I already showed you the matte ombre with my little funky nail. We're gonna, my top coat bottle here is running low, so I gotta stick it in my hand. We're gonna, I love top coating. It always blends things together so nicely. I feel that way about my art when I'm painting stuff too. You know, it always, that top coat makes such a difference. It goes from, is this done to, ooh, that looks so good. So here it is pre-curing. You know, you can't really tell that there's half and half going on. But then when we go ahead and cure, you'll really see that crazy difference. Look at how smooth. I know I've said that already, but just, don't these feel like, and if you have, a back to school situation in your household, don't these also have like a back to school, like I'm mature now for those kids that are trying to act like they're ready to be older? Isn't that funny? Kids are always like, oh, I'm so much older now because I'm in blank grade. I'm so beyond that now. I feel like these colors speak to that as well. Like they help that mental transition from 4th grade to 5th grade or whatever the situation might be. And for teachers too, I feel like these might bring some mental clarity to teachers. They just have that very calming effect, right? Look at that. They're so they're like meditation on your fingertips. Oh, okay. So here we've got our halvesies. I'm going to pop these in for their halvesies time. Okay. Gonna give them some nice up close attention. See that? I love the matte. I love the matte on this. It is such a nice, smooth, it makes it look even more rock-like. Doesn't it? Make it even look rockier? Especially here. I think that one looks the most rockish when it's matte. So pretty. Yes. And then there's the ombre when it's, here, I'll grab my little sample guy again. See? Matte versus shiny. I mean, they're both good. I mean, it's all good. But yeah, it's all good. Oh. Yeah, I'm still, something about this one. I don't know. But they're all just so pretty. Yeah, it literally does look like stone, and I am just awestruck by them. As soon as I looked at them, like my jaw dropped, and I was like, I have not ever seen anything like this. And I am surprised when I am surprised. That is something to say, I am so impressed when I'm surprised. Here's our other ones. Again, how creamy and smooth, and they make you just feel like, oh, don't they? That's how I feel. They're just like, oh, yes. Oh, good. I'm back. Okay. I don't know if I was gone for a second there, but my end said I was having a connection problem, and I apologize for that. All right. Well, I think we have come through our whole line here. I am, again, just going to mention how absolutely creamy and absolutely just gorgeous and smooth and beautiful these are. I mean, they're just They really are calming and beautiful, and I feel like that's what we need going into fall and in winter, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the fall and the winter. You know, there's a lot of stress. There's kids going back to school, and this color combination just makes you go, and take a moment for yourself. And we all need that. So I hope you guys are as excited about these as I am. And if you are Sandra's Sparkly Sets, Madame Glam is going to be contacting you. And I am so excited you loved going to Lake Tahoe. I was actually just on the water this weekend, and I agree with you, you know. I'm just going to say a little bit of what I said in case that was missed, because again, I'm having some issues. Sandra's Sparkly Sets, if you missed what I said, I apologize because my connection's going in and out for whatever reason. Congrats. If Madame Glam is going to be sending you something, you are the winner of our little giveaway. And so, yeah, keep an eye out. And thank you all for spending some time with me this afternoon. I've had a great time. So thanks.